live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. You got the right to live. So go and live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. Let's start the live it up. Start the live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. You got the right to live. So go and live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. Let's start the live it up. Start the live it up.
I'm dangerous like tightrope. No talking, not that of a maestro. More like that lizard from Geico. When I lick, you go psycho. Downtown, I'm more famous than Michael. My game, I gave it to Tycho. Gene Simmons of my time. Whoa, got mind control. Damn control. Up to your spine and back down to your toes. Melt you, la mama, like pie and mode. Hot like the summer, goodbye to your clothes.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Xander Effect. I'm your host, Xander Dames. We have an awesome show for you today. We have Laurene Landon is going to be sharing with us a little bit of her life experiences. She was on a lot of movies over the years, so it's going to be awesome to interview her. Plus, what's going on in San Francisco as The Matrix begins filming? All this coming up. But first, let's go ahead and take a listen to Bobby Beebob and Kross's Losing My Religion.
That you feeling what?
That was Qwes, Kross, and Beebob, Losing My Religion. This is a EDRM remix, and man, that's an awesome song. But from an awesome song to awesome entertainment news. In the news today, it looks like The Matrix 4 has already started filming in San Francisco. And man, is it starting up crazy, because local residents started taking pictures and took to Instagram, or actually a Twitter. There's a Twitter handle by the name of @CultureCrave that shot a brief video of what appears to be a crazy stunt on high-rise buildings in San Francisco, and you can clearly see that there's like two people that are jumping off of one of the skyscrapers, and they're like floating. They're being hung on by a lot of wires, which is really freaking cool. So that brings up the question how awesome this movie's going to be so far, but it still has so many other questions asking what the movie's going to be about exactly. I mean, as I reported on before, the movie ended kind of with unfinished business a little bit. Yes, Neo was the hero, so was Trinity, but they both died, but it just felt a little bit unfinished. I said that before in one of my other podcasts, one of my other reports a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully we'll go ahead and get some answers, but it's really awesome that we're already starting to see some results happen from this stunt. The filming's already taking place, so I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen with this movie. In other entertainment news, The Goonies finally get a TV series. Well, kind of. Apparently, Fox has ordered a pilot for a Goonies related TV series, and this is according to Variety magazine. And apparently, it's an untitled project, so it's not really the Goonies, but it will follow a substitute teacher named Stella Cooper, who basically helps her three students make a remake of their favorite movie, which is the Goonies. So that's what this whole thing's gonna be about. So don't get your hopes up, fans. This isn't really gonna be a remake or a reboot of the Goonies, and there has been no confirmation as to whether or not any of the old characters from the original movie, The Goonies, will be coming out to do any type of cameos or anything like that. At the same time, I'm a little bit happy that it's not a reboot, because it's one of those things where I'm kind of leave the 80s movies where the 80s are, because this is one of my favorite movies. The Goonies, there's the Ghostbusters, there's a bunch of 80s movies that The Breakfast Club, all the John Hughes movies that should not be touched. Unfortunately, the Ghostbusters has been touched, and that didn't do too well at the box office, I'm sure, because many other 80s babies like myself aren't too happy with the fact of the matter that they do reboots on these awesome movies that we love and cherish since we were kids. So I'm glad that they're not doing a reboot on this movie. However, I'm still, I don't know, a related TV series that has to do with this. I don't know about that. I'm a little bit sketchy on that whole ordeal right there. So, but you never know. I mean, for all we know, this actually could come out to be pretty nice, and we all might enjoy it. So, more power to Fox to trying to go ahead and bring back an old 80s favorite. In other entertainment news, Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, who is worth $130 billion, has committed to putting $10 billion of the $130 billion to fight climate change. So apparently Bezos has decided to make that announcement, and he has started launching the Bezos Earth Fund, which is a global initiative that will fund scientists, activists, and non-government organizations, and that will spearhead efforts to protect the Earth. He shared something on Instagram, and basically it says he's announcing it, and he says, "Today I'm thrilled to announce I am launching the Bezos Earth Fund. Climate change is the biggest threat to our planet. I want to work alongside others both to amplify known ways and to explore new ways of fighting the devastating impact of climate change on this planet we all share. This global initiative will fund scientists, activists, NGOs, any effort that offers a real possibility to help preserve and protect the natural world. We can save Earth. we can save Earth. It's going to take collective action from big companies, small companies, nation states, global organizations, and individuals. I'm committing $10 billion to start, and will begin issuing grants this summer. Earth is the one thing we all have in common. Let's protect it together. Jeff Bezos, thank you. I'm glad that somebody with your amount of money is actually taking action in saving our planet that we live in. We take advantage of this planet way too much. We have wasted a lot of natural resources and we're destroying it little by little. So I'm glad that you're using your money to actually make something happen. Who knows? Maybe your ex-wife, she received a lot of your money. So hopefully we may be able to see something happen there. She may be able to help us out. And here's hoping for that. Up next, we have an awesome interview with actress Laurene Landon. But before we get to that interview, let's go ahead and check out an awesome song from one of my favorite bands, Dirty Machine, BBFB.
Look away, child. Look away!
Then I'm fucking these bitches. First I'm burning on my bridges, then I'm fucking these bitches. I'll make you proud. Slap the hoes that turn me down. I did not come back this time to fuck around. Talking all that shit, I know. You're never gonna make it, kid. Let it go. Think what could have been. Think what could have been. When all the pain hits home, I'll make it all my own and shut you out again. Shut you out again. Me too. Think I forgot where I've been. Fuck you. Here's a mic dick. What you won't say, what you won't do. Sick of paying dues cause they only lead to you. You and me saying. You and me saying. Running your mouth disrupting my day. Never did I care a word that you say. Talking all that shit I know. You're never gonna make it, kid. Let it go. Think what could have been. Think what could have been. When all the pain hits home, I'll make it all my own and shut you out again. Shut you out again. Running on my bridges, then I'm fucking these bitches. First I'm running on my bridges, then I'm fucking these bitches. I'll make you proud. Slap the hoes that turn me down. They did not come back this time to fuck around. Talking all that shit I know. You're never gonna make it, kid. Let it go. Think what could have been. Think what could have been. Talking all that shit I know. You're never gonna make it, kid. Let it go. Think what could have been. Think what could have been. When all the pain hits home, I'll make it all my own and shut you out again. Shut you out again. Talking all that shit I know. You're never gonna make it, kid. Let it go. Think what could have been. Think what could have been. When all the pain hits home, I'll make it all my own and shut you out again. Shut you out again. Talking all that shit I know. You're never gonna make it, kid. Let it go. Think what could have been. Think what could have been. When all the pain hits home, I'll make it all my own and shut you out again. Shut you out again.
So on the Xander Effect, I have Scream Queen Laurene Landon. How you doing, Laurene?
Well, I'm better than most and not as good as some. How are you?
I'm actually doing pretty well. It's a little warm.
I'm here, but I'm not all there. The usual.
Aren't we all?
Eh?
Aren't we all though? Aren't we all here but not all there?
Oh, yeah.
That's just the way life is, right?
how boring to be normal. That's my theory.
That's what I'm saying. So, Laurene, you've been in a lot of you've been in the industry for a long time, and you actually, yeah, and you've been recognized for your roles in Airplane 2, Maniac Cop, and Maniac Cop 2, All the Marbles, The Jury, 100, and many more. So, first of all, Airplane 2 is one of my favorite movies. Just so you know, like that's one of my Airplane and Airplane 2. Those movies had me dying. I was laughing so hard.
Really?
Oh yeah, no, it's one of the greats.
I thought the first one was much better. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, sequels are always a little bit softer than the first one. So yeah, the first one was much better, but I still like the second one anyway because of how they over exaggerated everything.
Oh,
And it was just amazing to me. So
I thought William Shatner was a screamer.
He was
being orders, being so aggressive and nasty, and then he just opens the door and comes right through. Oh my God!
Oh, it was great.
That was not in the script that I read.
Really?
No, it wasn't in the script. They must have done that extemporaneously, or made it up, or on the set or something, because it was not in the script.
How is it like working on set with such an amazing cast of characters?
Well, I got very close to Sonny Bono. We became really, really good friends, and
he was the one that had the bomb, right?
Eh?
He was the one that had the bomb. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. He's crazy. He was so crazy and wonderful. And so we became really close friends after the movie, him and his wife, Susie, at the time. And he introduced me to a couple of friends of his, and I dated one of his friends for a while. And I don't know, I just really loved Sonny. I was closest to Sonny. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, Laurene, how did you get started in this industry to begin with?
Well, I used to watch movies with my father, black and white movies, And my dad would sit in the kitchen, and I'd be in the living room going through the TV guide. And I would ask my father, like Wuthering Heights, is this any good? What is this movie? And he'd say, oh, yeah, it's a great movie. And he'd know every single movie. He knew every single actor in the movie. He knew the year the movie was made.
Wow.
And he'd be in the kitchen, sitting down. I'd be in the living room. And so I started watching Wuthering Heights with him with Sir Laurence Olivier, and White Heat with James Cagney, and all the Marlon Brando movies. And so that's how I got into the film business. I wanted to know what it was like to be on the other side of the camera. And I attribute everything to my dad, although he was very, very angry when I got into the film industry because he didn't want me to get hurt. And my father was a bastion of morality. Mm-hmm. So he didn't talk to me for a year and a half when I got into the movie business. But when I made All the Marbles, I started sending him a lot of money up in Canada because he didn't have any money. I was supporting him and my mom. So he was okay with that. He just my dad did not want me to get hurt. And, he just didn't think it was a very respectable vocation to pursue. But that's what I wanted to do, so.
It's amazing because it's funny. My parents were actually the same way as well. They were always, my mom was always scared because I'm an only child. So my mom was always terrified that the industry would have me be in drugs or have me get molested or anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She was terrified because of the stories that she would hear in tabloids or the news or anything like that. So I'm assuming that your dad was definitely thinking, especially since you're a very attractive woman, I'm sure that your dad was like, okay, I don't want my daughter to be used and abused in this industry, I'm assuming.
No, you're right on, spot on. Everything you said is pretty much what my dad said. Mm-hmm.
So, but you were independent. You were like, you know what? I'm going for it, and I'm going through it, and it's just gonna happen.
Well, I was modeling first. Yeah, I was modeling, and there was a Miss Black Velvet pageant, and they flew me up to Las Vegas. And for the pageant, when I was up there, they narrowed it down from about 1,000 girls to 2 of us, mm-hmm. And the other girl got it, the last girl. Pardon me. And she deserved to get it. And it was a billboard campaign for Black Velvet. And while I was up there, I met a casting director named Jackie Baskow. And Jackie Baskow said, you know, are you athletic? You look very athletic. Because I was really buff back then. And I said, yeah, I am. I play sports, basketball, baseball, tennis, everything. And she said, well, they're casting a movie at MGM, a wrestling movie called All the Marbles. So do you, I want to send you to see Reuben Cannon. So I said, sure, whatever. I had no idea ever that I would get it. When I met Robert Aldrich, I thought he was Robert Altman because I was 20 years old. And I kept saying, Mr. Altman, nice to meet you, Mr. Altman. And his son would say, Bill Aldrich said, my father's name is Robert Aldrich. Said, no, I never heard of him. I've heard of Robert Altman, though. And they thought it was hilarious. But I was, I was just an idiot, obviously. And I didn't know what I was doing. But we did a lot of wrestling, and they narrowed it down from, it goes the garbage man. Narrowed it down from 2,000 people, girls, to Kathleen Turner was one of them. Peter Fox White was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of celebrities back then tried out, but the other Vicky Frederick and myself got the roles ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
From the 2000, they narrowed it down to 12. We were screen tested,
Mm-hmm.
and then they narrowed it down to 4 of us, and from that, Vicky Frederick and I prevailed. But then again, we kept going and going and going during the actors' strike.
Mm-hmm.
There was a terrible actors' strike for 3 or 4 months, and Vicky Frederick and myself continued to go to school and wrestle and train. So I think that's really what got us the parts.
Wow. So you were like, so you decided to go.
We were driven.
Yeah. So
we were driven. We were ruthless, I guess you could call it. I was always very competitive growing up in sports, in basketball, baseball, tennis. I was always the pitcher. We always won trophies.
You're very tall too, because when I met you, I was like, wow, you're a very tall woman.
I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
Probably 5'9" now,
Well, in heels, you're even taller, as well.
I'm 6'1" in heels.
Yeah. No, and I noticed that, and I was like, and the thing is that back then things were different. How much do you think the entertainment industry spectrum has changed over the years?
Well, I don't like digital at all. I think film is forever. I think digital is deletable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like all these movies, the franchise movies at all, or these special effects movies. I like movies that have stories and stories about people interacting, and or there's a lot of reversals involved. And you don't see that in these, these movies that are made today. These Marvel comic or DC comic movies. I don't know. It's just me personally. I know Birds of Prey was a disaster at the box office.
Oh yeah, that was really bad.
I think disaster. Did you see it? I think people are getting tired of these comic book movies. I think I don't know. That's why I love independent films. I do a lot of independent films. Well, I'm allowed to improvise. I love to do improv.
Well, and that's actually the original way of how films usually were made all the time. And so, in my opinion, I like both, because I'm a comic book guy. I love watching comic book stuff. Having seen some of the stuff that I read when I was a kid come to life finally. So that's always really intriguing. The storyline, some of the storylines leave a little bit to be desired. But at the end of the day, I really like how they formed, the drama, the soap opera-ish type of drama that they have, which is really intriguing to me. So that's the reason why I kind of like these movies for that reason. But I also like, the old school ways of how movies used to be as well. There's a lot of movies out there that I used to like in the 90s that I'm like, you know what? And when they do reboots on them, that's what really irritates the hell out of me, because I'm like, why did you just ruin an awesome movie?
Yeah.
Like, that movie is great. You just destroyed that movie by doing another reboot. Like when they did Ghostbusters, the reboot for Ghostbusters, I was like, I understand how the whole Me Too movement is trying to push, female equality and all this stuff. That's fantastic. I'm all for that because it's
they've gone so overboard with the Me Too movement. It's ludicrous.
But that's the thing. It seems as though the industry has found a way to cash in on a movement that's not meant to be cashed in. It's meant to, show people and to open the people's eyes about what's going on in Hollywood, not to cash in. But of course, the industry, they know how to cash in through that. So that's why they use that. And they put, okay, we're going to have Ocean's 9, all women.
Right.
We're going to have Ghostbusters, all women.
Yeah.
Come on, you're going too far. First of all, you're ruining classics. You're ruining classics.
You're right.
And I get it, but if you want to go ahead and do a movie about all women, be original. Don't reboot. Make something all your own. Make something that's for you. Make something that's original that no one else has thought of, and create your own legacy that way. Don't try to reboot or piggyback on another legacy. Create your own. And I can guarantee you'll receive more, eyes on that than on something that you just rebooted.
That's very good. That's very interesting and true. I still think that men dominate the box office and should. Women, there just aren't any women that I can think of except for Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts to a degree. But men. People want to go see men. That's all there is to it. And, I have no problem with that whatsoever. I think there's plenty of roles for women in film. I don't think this hashtag Me Too movement has gone so far. It's so ludicrous, so ridiculous now, in my estimation, because you have to be so inclusive, include women and everything, diversity, include everybody. Well, you know what? It should just be the best person for the job, the best person
Agreed.
for the role. And, audience viewers want to go see guys. They want to go see men, or they want to see good stories, right? I don't know. You mentioned comic books. I wrote a comic book with my friend Larry Cohen. It's right here.
Oh, excellent. The Praying Mantis. I can see it from here, actually.
It's right here.
Wow.
We wrote this comic book together.
Yeah, it's called The Praying Mantis. What's that comic book about? Oh, what?
It's about a chaplain who goes to Afghanistan with his brother, and an IED blows up the truck, and he loses his legs. So he comes back and it becomes a chaplain in the most crime-ridden section of Washington, D.C. And he lives very depressed life because he's lost his legs. He is a chaplain, but he hears all these stories. He's still a priest. He hears all these stories from all these guys and women that the police won't fix or rectify. So he changes from being a praying priest to praying, PREYING, praying mantis at night. Larry and I wrote the comic book. My dear friend Larry Cohen, who passed away last March 23rd. We wrote that comic book, and we almost got it made into a feature film. We met with some people at Sony twice, and almost got it made into a feature film, but Larry passed away, so nothing's really happened with it. But yeah, it is a comic book. We did write one comic book, and he made the lead girl look like me. I didn't ask him to, but he did.
That's awesome, though. That's awesome. And I know, we spoke earlier that
it's very patriotic as well. The comic book, it's very patriotic.
Oh, that's awesome. And the other thing too, when we spoke earlier, you also mentioned that besides writing comic books, you've also written films as well, correct?
Yes, I wrote the narrative synopsis for Cellular, for Larry Cohen, and I was paid $75,000 for it, and Larry made it into a feature film. He wrote a screenplay based on my treatment, and he was paid, of course, $750,000 because it was Larry Cohen. So, you know, he was very famous and very, very much missed. I've never been the same since he passed away, to be honest with you. He was my best friend of 40 years.
I'm sure, and I'm sure it was a difficult loss for a lot of other people in the industry as well to have lost Larry Cohen, and I'm sure he's very well missed.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, I mean, and like that's what you have going on back then, but now what do you have currently going on? I mean, I know that you just you're about to be in a movie called Together. Is it Together or?
Yeah, Together, but I'm not going to say much about it because nothing has been signed. I'm doing a movie called From China to China with Thomas Churchill, who directed me in Nation's Fire. I had a couple of great scenes with Bruce Dern that were cut out of the movie. I had a lot of scenes in the movie that were unfortunately cut out. And when we were finished shooting, Bruce Dern said to me in front of the entire cast and crew, "Laurene, I've worked with the best of the best, the greatest of the greatest, and there's only one actress in my life that is better than you, and that would be my daughter, Laura." So that was quite humbling, and I was in abject shock that he said it. And he also asked me if I ever needed anything whatsoever, a manager, an agent, anything. He would help me along, but I didn't pursue it because I didn't want to take advantage of his kindness. He was a most remarkable man, and no arrogance, no attitude about him whatsoever. So I really love Bruce a lot.
No, that's amazing. And like I said, you have had so many experiences in this industry. You've also been named a Scream Queen.
I don't know.
That's what they had told me when I went to that event that I met you at. That's how they described you to be, as a Scream Queen.
No, I've done drama, comedies, dramedies. I think I did 3 horror movies in my life. That was Maniac Cop 1 and 2 and Agrimon's Gate that I just did. But I've been in over 40 feature films, 42 feature films. And out of those 42, only 3 of them were horror movies.
You must have done an amazing job, because that's for them to have said that about you. Then you must have done, you did an amazing job, and that's the reason why they probably gave you the title.
I don't know. I guess I don't know.
So
I think Felicia Rose is the #1 Scream Queen. She's quite an amazing actress. Nice. Felicia Rose, you know her, right?
Yeah. And so what kind of what's your favorite genre to go ahead and shoot? As far as I know that you like independent films, but what genre in independent films do you usually like to be?
Comedy. I like comedy. I love to improvise. I always bring my toolbox to the set. And the great thing about doing independent films is the directors always allow me to bring my box of toys to the set. I always have crazy ideas because I like playing irreverent, tragic, or unhinged women, and that's what I love doing. And I always bring improvisational stuff to the set that helps the action along. And I just love doing improvisation, and I love doing comedy. I love doing drama as well. I love drama and comedy. I don't know. But, horror is very popular. That's what everybody seems to want to see. But if I had to choose a genre, it would be comedy for sure. And if you saw Sky, did you see Sky?
No, I haven't seen it.
I got a fabulous review from The Hollywood Reporter for my performance in Sky, and I basically improvised everything that I did.
Wow, I got to check it out then.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, even better. I have Netflix, so I'll check it out on Netflix. No, that's really amazing. So that's the genre. What actor would you like to work with? Because you've worked with a lot of actors over the years. So I mean, who's the best actor, the favorite actor or actress that you like working with?
My favorite actor, bar none, that I would love to work with is Tom Hardy. I think he's the new Marlon Brando.
Yeah, he's an amazing actor.
He's underrated. He should have won the Academy Award for Legend. He played the Qwes brothers, the twin brothers, the mob brothers. I don't think he was even nominated. I think he's the greatest actor we have, and he's very controversial. He lives in England, and I'm waiting for him to get a divorce so I can marry him. Love Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I know. I saw him in Venom, and he was amazing in Venom. Like, I was like, dude, this guy's got, like, I've seen him in so many movies.
Tattoo, the series. Did you see the series Tattoo he was in?
No, I haven't seen that, but I've seen a lot of his. I've seen most of his feature films. This is the comedy. This Is War was another funny one that I loved.
Yeah.
Him and Chris Pine did an amazing job in This Is War.
Witherspoon, yeah.
With Reese Witherspoon, exactly. So that was those, like, all these movies. Oh, and of course Batman. He did an amazing job being in Batman. Like, he did a crazy job in that movie, a great job in that movie. But yeah, no. So what about actress? Any actress that you'd like to work with?
I would love to work with Laura Dern. She's my favorite actress. Laura Dern. Yeah, she's been my favorite actress for probably 15 years because she's just so irreverent and quirky and goofy, and she takes chances, where a lot of other actresses stay within the box. She goes outside the box, and she doesn't care what you think of her. She just becomes the character and goes overboard with her quirkiness. And I just think she's a magnificent actress. And I'm so happy. I was screaming when she just won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for Marriage Story. I was thrilled. I don't think I've ever screamed at the Academy Awards for somebody winning, except for Laura Dern. I was so happy for her.
And it's funny you bring up the Academy Awards because I had a talk with my last guest on my last episode, Sadie Katz, and she was a little shocked at how the ratings for the awards were so low, were the lowest that they've ever had. What are your thoughts about that?
There's no doubt in my mind it's all because of politics. It's because the industry is left-wing, and most America are sick and tired of what's going on with the impeachment hearings, with what's going on politically. There's no doubt in my mind America is fed up with Hollywood, and Hollywood being above it all.
I mean, and I told Sadie this, that in my opinion, I think it has to do with a lot of the desensitizing that's going on, since there's so many streaming networks, so many things. People are looking at it as, oh, I'll watch this later, or oh, I'll just rather watch Netflix without any commercials. That was my theory as to why the ratings have been so low on every network, for that matter, because people could watch everything on streaming sites now.
That's very true, but that's possible, yeah. But I don't think that's the reason why. I
mean, your theory is very sound as well, because
that's politically motivated as to why people don't want to watch the Academy Awards. They're sick and tired of hearing actors and actresses who should just be getting up, making a grateful speech,
and not using that platform to go ahead and
that platform to talk politics. You know. Get up, get your damn award, and get the hell off the stage, like Ricky Gervais says. No one gives a damn what your politics are. Get your award, thank your agent, thank your family, thank your God, and get the hell off the stage.
Well, Laurene, on that note, we're going to go ahead and stop right there. Before we go, I mean, how can my listeners and my viewers go ahead and, make sure they keep tabs on you and see what you're up to?
Oh, please follow me on Instagram, Laurene_Landon, and on Twitter, it's Laurene Landon. I got hacked yesterday by some cretin that is putting my face up, saying for everybody to follow, how to get followers or whatever.
Oh, they're using.
1,000 followers, and you can too. And I know anybody who knows me know it's not me, because I have a command of the alphabet. This person couldn't even freaking spell. So a lot of my friends said, "Hey, Laurene, I know this isn't you because you can spell." And this joker couldn't even spell. He says, "Hi, friend. Follow me. I got so many Twitter follow." It's just, I spent the entire morning trying to fix this virus.
That's got to be such a pain in the butt. That's got to be.
Oh yeah. So please follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back. If you're respectful, and if you like Tom Hardy, and follow me on Instagram, and not on Facebook, because I hardly do Facebook at all. There's too many crazy people on Facebook anymore.
Hey, I'm one of them, so.
No, it's fine, but I have 5,000 friends, and I get messages from people that are absolutely insane, that if I don't respond immediately, then they get furious, or they think we have a relationship going, right? Just because I say thank you for liking my films. Oh, I'm in love with you. Let's get together. And then I don't respond. And then they say, "Up yours, bitch. I thought we had something going."
There's a lot of crazy people.
Oh yeah.
So crazy.
Well, I like crazy too, because I'm insane myself. But I don't go stalking people on Facebook.
Well, there's a difference between being crazy in a lighthearted, comical way where you're cool with the person, and there's crazy where you're stalking and damn near threaten to hurt the person.
Oh, that's happened a couple of times.
Oh, I can imagine. In this industry, that's always gonna be the case, unfortunately. Especially when you have that much fame, that many people that have seen you, they're gonna want to go ahead and pretend they have a relationship with you. I mean, soap opera actors, they get that all the time. Like from what I heard, soap opera fans are like, there's no other, and they're crazy.
Because watch them on TV every day. They feel like they're family. You're mine, I guess.
Oh,
right?
I'm friends. I'm one of my really close friends. His name is Jeremy Miller. You might have seen him. He played the little brother Ben on the show Growing Pains.
Oh yeah, of course, yes.
Yeah, he's one of my good friends, and we had this conversation because I had Sean Kanan on my show a couple of weeks ago. Sean Kanan's been in General Hospital. He's been in The Bold and the Beautiful. He's been in a lot of TV shows. He was also the bad guy in Karate Kid Part 3.
Okay.
And we got to talk about that, and Jeremy tells me, he's like, "Man, you should hear some of the stories that some of these guys have." I mean, there's been stories that that these like women are all of a sudden taking a shower in their bathroom, and they've been caught by their wives. I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, we're like married or something." They're crazy. What? They're like, they think they actually have a relationship with this person through the screen. Like, they're insane. They're insane. Soap opera fans are crazy. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are crazy.
Oh, that is too funny.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. But anyways, Laurene Landon, thank you so much for being on the Xander Effect.
Hey, I love the Xander Effect. Everybody, watch it, follow it. It's wonderful. How can I follow you?
You know what? Well,
how can I get you? Find you.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add you. I'm gonna go ahead and start following you. Okay. And then you can go ahead and follow me back, and then we can.
And I'll stalk you. Okay.
Hey, feel free to.
You. Huh?
Feel free to. I love being stalked by beautiful women.
I think everybody should marry a stalker. You know why? Because stalkers don't have time to cheat on you. They're too busy stalking. That's the truth. You should marry stalkers. They never cheat on you. They're too busy stalking you. That's true.
On that note, we'll go ahead and let you go here, Laurene. Hopefully I get to see you again. Hopefully we'll bump into each other again. And hopefully maybe like when you're on set, I'd love to go ahead and visit you on set and interview you on set.
Oh, cool. I'll let you know. Yeah, I just did Sorrow's Way in Branson, Missouri, the home of the Stanley Cup.
Nice.
St. Louis. Oh, I love hockey so much. And at the St. Louis Blues. Anyway, so look for that movie. That's going to be coming out. Sorrow's Way, I star in that. And
When is that one coming out?
It's a short now. They're doing a Whiplash thing with it, where Whiplash was shot as a short in the beginning, and then they made a feature film out of it. So that's what we're doing right now. And we also need some money, of course.
Of course.
So, it's always about the money, right?
Always. It never fails.
The money.
Awesome. Well, Lorene, it was a pleasure speaking with you again, and we'll talk to you very soon.
Thank you so much for having me on your wonderful show.
Thank you for being on it.
Okay. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks so much, Laurene Landon, for being on the Xander Effect. Appreciate your time, and I hope to see you again on the show. In sports, the Daytona 500 started off a little slow due to it being postponed, thanks to apparently there was major rain going on over in Daytona, and it postponed the race until Monday. And after a few late crashes sent the race into overtime, we officially have a winner by Denny Hamlin. He won the Daytona 500 on Monday, and he's the new champion for that one. So many racing fans are very happy to see him win. He's won it for the third time in his career, so he's definitely happy, especially on President's Day. He went ahead and won it, and congratulations to him. In other sports news, the XFL LA fans, not so much. There aren't too many XFL fans going on right now, and the proof is in the fact of the matter that many people were posting pictures on social media of the stadium being practically completely empty during the game, and actually before the game and during the game. So it seems that many people aren't exactly coming back. It's funny because many people were actually complaining that the XFL was gone too soon and there should have been more games and blah 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 blah. But it's back, and not too many people are fans of it. Well, then again, this is allegedly what WWE says, that many people wanted the XFL back. However, it doesn't seem like it, because it seems like there's a lot of empty seats in a lot of these pictures that people sent. Granted, many people are saying that it was before the game started, but even during the game, there were reports that half of the stadium was empty. So it looks like Los Angelinos, whether it be the XFL fans or NFL Charger fans, it doesn't seem like they're supporting the sport too much. So who knows how much longer LA might have a team as far as XFL is concerned. And at the same time, you got to look at it this way. You can only go so far with a sport. Yes, I'm a major football fan, and I love when college and the NFL, season begin. But after it's done, it's kind of like, okay, cool, let's move on to other sports. There's baseball, there's hockey, there's basketball, there's soccer, so many other sports out there that adding another football season, granted it's not NFL, but it is XFL, it's kind of overkill. It's a little overkill for a lot of fans. They're like, okay, great, there's only so much you could see of guys beating the ever living crap out of each other before you get kind of bored of it, and like, okay, I want to watch another sport now. So in essence, it's one of those things where many people are like, you know what, I could understand, as a football fan, I could understand that this is something that may affect football and the XFL is concerned, but what are you going to do? People want to see something different. They want to see a different sport. Let's move on. Speaking of moving on, Cody Bellinger, pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, is moving on from the whole Astros fiasco that happened, as I reported in my previous podcast, that Cody Bellinger was very vocal about it, basically saying that they cheated all these years, and he was very unhappy about it. But he went on to actually say after the comments he made, he says, the only thing on my mind is spring training, and that's it. At this point, it seems that, he said this early in the morning on Monday, and he also went on to say, it's 2020 right now, ready to go to war with what we've got in this locker room. I'm really excited for this year. And to be honest with you, a lot of Dodger fans, even though we're really pissed at what happened, at what the Astros did, and the fact of the matter that we got hosed. I mean, even San Francisco fans. I've spoken to San Francisco fans, and yes, the Giants are our rivals, but even they were like, you know what? You guys got screwed. And yeah, damn right we got screwed. Los Angeles Dodger fans, we got screwed out of winning the World Series. Who knows how that game would have gone had the Astros not cheated. It might have gone our way, but we'll never know because that was taken away from us. So what are you gonna do? I mean, at the end of the day, there's not much you can do, and we just, as Cody Bellinger is doing, we all need to move on as well. Focus on the 2020 season and focusing on getting back into the World Series. Up next, I have Ian Guerin's Cry for your listening pleasure.
I always knew if I lost you I'd die. Some say I'm a fool for standing for you, but how can I not if I once said I would be there for you? Be there for you. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, and I wanna take you out to lunch, but I call on your phone and I go to your home, and you know where to be found. Where are you now? Haven't changed since you walked through that door, and the moment that we shared, I still hear in my heart. I miss wrapping you in my arms, but I cannot look back, so I cry. Cause it hurts to fall in love with a prisoner wall, and it hurts me even more that you don't even know. Every time I heard your voice, I was falling in love, and I cried deep inside. They say big boys don't cry. They say big girls survive. Forget those stereotypes. The day you left, I died. You were the strings of my guitar and the key to my heart. So forgive me if I ask, if I text but you reply. It's been 4 beautiful Sundays. I've been meaning to take you to lunch, but I call on your phone and you're not alone. It hurts to know I'm now on my own. My feelings haven't changed since you walked through that door, and the moments that we shared, I still hear in my heart. I miss wrapping you in my arms, but I cannot look back, so I cry. Cause it hurts to fall in love with a prisoner wall, and it hurts me even more that you don't even know. Every time I heard your voice, I was falling in love, and I cried deep inside. So I'ma take the stream of me and you, baby, and I'ma throw it out cause I'm just sick, baby, of your lies and your cheating, your deceit and your scheming, your false love and daydreaming, being the friend that just listens, baby girl. If you're leaving, just be sure that you're leaving, cause I won't take you back. You'll be out of my life. No more Mr. Nice Guy for you. Cause it hurts to fall in love with a prisoner wall, and it hurts me even more that you don't even know. Every time I heard your voice, I was falling in love, and I cried. Cause my feelings haven't changed since you walked through the door, and the moment that we shared,
That's Ian Guerin's Cry right here on the Xander Effect. I'm back. Yes, it's Xander Dames, and man, do I got some video game news for you guys. Looks like Sony PlayStation is still playing the cat and mouse game with Microsoft, with Xbox, the Xbox One X series, because they have yet to announce the price of how much their PS5 is going to cost when it's set to release later this year, because Xbox hasn't announced it either, but many people are estimating that the price is looking at around anywhere from $470 and a little lower, just to be competitive against Microsoft. Sony right now it has broken tradition. They usually make their announcement around February of what the price is going to look like, but they still haven't said anything. They've been very tight-lipped about the entire thing. So chances are they're still waiting. They're kind of looking at it this way, and I don't blame them, because this is a business standpoint. They're going to look to see who's going to flinch first. So at this point, it's still a wait for many people. Many people are still wondering what exactly is going to where exactly it's going to go from here. So here's hoping that it's at 470, maybe even a little bit less than that would be fantastic, would be ideal, obviously, for every single player, especially during the holiday season, because that's when it really, really gets super expensive. That's when every single video game console, every single company is trying to make it happen. So they're really looking they're really looking to pocket it, especially like the holiday season is where everybody is like, okay, we need to go ahead and shop for our kids, for our loved ones, whatever. So yeah, I'm assuming that's what they're waiting on right now. We'll see what happens. In other video game news, The Division 2 Warlords of New York is pretty much it's coming out. It's going to be priced at $30. It's similar to what Star Wars Battlefront did as well. They charge the same thing, and so far it's getting a lot of good reviews, and a lot of people are saying that this is actually what Tom Clancy and the Division needed. Tom Clancy's The Division 2 needed, because I mean, don't get me wrong, the first one was really I'm gonna say it was really boring towards the end, because it was just too much activity. The map was really huge. You had to pretty much run everywhere you went to. There was no vehicles, so it is what it is. But this one, the second one, I kind of got into it a little bit more. They did a better job on the Division 2, but as everything, it starts dying down. It starts getting a little boring after playing so much and after doing so much on it. So looks like the new DLC that's going to be coming out is actually going to be jam-packed with a lot of features, and well, that's the reason why it's costing $30. It looks like the expansion is going to bring a whole bunch of new levels. They're upping the level to the level from the cap is actually going to be at 40, and it seems like there's going to be infinite leveling systems to let endgame players spend SHD tokens. So that's going to be a lot of cool stuff. They're basically putting in they're increasing the character's abilities to finding new loot. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff with the Division 2's new DLC, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually going to go ahead and check it out myself and see exactly if it's worth the $30, and if not, I'll let you guys know. That's the news. In case you haven't heard it, join me next time on the Xander Effect as I go ahead and interview artist CeCe Peniston. That's going to be an awesome interview to have, and I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much for listening to the Xander Effect, and I will see you guys next time.
Live it up. B. Taylor. Flow Rider. Live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. You got the right to live. So go and live it up. Live like it's the
like tightrope. No talking, not that of a maestro. More like that lizard from Geico. When
The Xander Effect is powered by 50/50 Global Music Inc., BMG, and Sony Music The Orchard, in association with Art 19 Media.